Hi you guys, of course this is Mauriceclark. It is February 7, 2013. I'm so excited. Excited to present this message, If I Were President, to inspire the people, because when we are inspired, we do better at aiming toward our goals and dreams. So I just wanted to greet you all, because I know you all will be watching this on how you got it. This is me before I go up. I'm not nervous because I know that God has given me what I need to be able to stand in this time. So, however, I just wanted to greet you all, and I have a lot of people here. I'm so excited, and actually I want to bring somebody up here that's close to me. Come on up here. This is man, I should bring this book. This is the author. This is author Michael Williams. This is the guy that I did the dedication to on YouTube entitled I Didn't Let It Stop Me. While in search for the me I only knew within the confinement of my intellect. This is this guy right here, Michael Williams, in the flesh, live all the way from Chicago, Illinois. I'm so excited that he came. I might need a box of tissues because I might cry because he inspires me. He's one of my inspirations. Him and Kathy Mackis. I know you're going to be watching this. Kathy Mackis, I love you. You are my #1 inspiration. This is my #1 inspiration, so it's equal. So you all, I love you guys, and I'm looking forward to it.
And of course, this is the man of the hour. So tonight is his night. We're going to celebrate this man and what God is doing in his life. I think everybody's doing this.
Greetings all, near and far. I count it an honor to approach you with this message of inspiration. We're living in a time where the hope of our ancestors and moral values are not only being attacked, but they're being negotiated for double-standard lives. I state my previous statement with a troubled heart, knowing the only remedy to deliver and heal this desperate cry is the shifting of our mentalities. Indeed, it is preposterous to live a double-standard life. As I reminisce on my childhood, I vividly recall while in school between the 2nd and 3rd grade, those discussions my teachers were motioning with the students about our futures. Many would say, when I grow up, I want to be president of the United States of America, not knowing the entirety of the full and true meaning of such a position. I'm sure all under the sound of my voice have a few testimonies about this, and some of you very well may be some of the ones who spoke, I want to be president, out of their mouths. Well, this tied extremely well with my purpose for this speech. I've learned in maturity that none of us literally have to be the president of this country to make a difference in our own individual communities. That same authority that lies within being president, it lies within us all. We must understand that power lies within our thoughts, and power is distributed outwardly through our decisions. I will give word on the greatest presidential assignment we all collectively can play a part in, subjecting our minds in the areas of knowing our worth, the power within our thoughts and decisions, and healthy standards in the whole that will and can change this nation. So if I were president is a fleshed out statement to pull in the values of the position individually and reshape us as a body to soar high with our dreams and potentials, knowing that we all can make a powerful, positive impact in life and not actually be president. Self-importance. It plays a major role in the productivity of a person. If you have no self-importance about yourself, you will be more vulnerable to being controlled by other people. Having self-importance is basically realizing the worth that lies within you as an individual. Knowing your worth is greatly penned in this famous quote written by Malcolm X. And I quote, "We cannot think about being acceptable to others until we have first proven acceptable to ourselves." Yes. Unquote. I would like to charge your interest to this simple question. What is acceptable to you? What is acceptable to you is what sets the boundaries to what you allow yourself to go after. I found it to be true that what you go after in life is only what's allowed in the perimeters of your boundaries. When I state boundaries, I want it to be clear that I'm referring to limitations. There's no need to borrow someone's shoes when you can fly. Walking in someone's footsteps places you in their limitations, which forfeits your own potentials. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being inspired by someone, but you must realize and never neglect the originality that lies within you as an individual. Understanding your self-worth makes self-importance more comprehensive. It's hard to comprehend how important you are when you don't know who you are. Self-worth isn't bought. It's given to each and every one of us freely. When you were born with limitless potentials wrapped within your own personal God-given talents. Using your self-worth with a positive mentality of self-importance plays a major role, once again, in the productivity of a person. When you know your worth, you know your lane. My lane isn't your lane, and that's what makes us all unique. Put a topping on self-worth. If self-worth was indeed a cake, I would top it off revolving these few words. Mr. Jeff Alexander, who did a splendorous job, I might say, humoring us just moments ago, he states these profound words, and I quote, "Be yourself, everyone else is taken," unquote. Being yourself is the best way you can ever possibly shine your light. Early in my life, I was extremely passionate about writing. I even wrote short stories and sought after publishing companies to get my stories published. I'll never forget, my mom typed on an old typewriter the first story I ever completed. At that time, I was, what I would like to say, one of the happiest, youngest, inspiring writers that I knew. Well, in fact, I actually was the only inspiring writer that I knew. My heart was hurt after receiving 2 letters from a picked-up publishing company that I had chosen to submit manuscripts to, stating that they were not interested in my stories at the time. I must admit, my heart was hurt after receiving this news. I actually did not want to think anymore. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. I was so in love with written literature, I had my own personal library. My dad, Frank Hoover Clark, gave me a section in the basement of our home where I organized my very own personal library. So after this news, I even destroyed this library. Now, at the age of 28, I have revisited that first passion, writing. This passion was not easy to rekindle. In fact, my God. In fact, it almost took me losing my life to rekindle this passion. For a brief history, April 3rd, 2011, outside of a church in the city of Chicago. As I was leaving the church, I was attacked. This attack led up to me being stabbed 13 times in my back. My miraculous survival, it drove me to the drawing boards of decision. I decided to write a book sharing this story. Earlier in my life, once again, I used the power within choice to write, but I killed that power by giving up. You can never effectively utilize power by giving up. In this analogy, you will find the power that lies within our thoughts and decisions that can pull out the purpose in our self-worth. A minority mentality paints a picture of defeat. Never allow denial to determine your destiny. What a blind man doesn't see with his own eyes does not determine where he goes in life. When your thoughts are established and backed up by determination, your determination will bring about confirmation. Yes. There is power in your intellect. Yes. Never be bound by rejection. Yes. From a youthful perspective, I find the following quote profound. Ashley Tisdale quotes this: "Don't let anyone or any rejection keep you from what you want," unquote. You have the power within your thoughts to plan success and the ability through your decisions to accomplish goals. Contrary to popular standards, there's a gut feeling that lies within us all. The feeling that tells us what's right and what's wrong. Sometimes that feeling is dominated by the opinions of the people. In the book, What is a Man by Mark Twain, he quotes this profound statement, and I quote, "I am not one of those who, when expressing opinions, confine themselves to facts," unquote. You have been charged by way of integrity to individually uphold the dignity of humanity. Let the freedom of integrity ring the bells of honesty, for integrity is indeed a policy that rewards ensured possibilities. It's time that we collectively revisit healthy standards. Society has been poisoned by what's popular and has left morality crippled. In order to change this hideous outpour, it starts within you. Healing our mentalities, straying away from internal dishonesty, will indeed deliver this desperate cry. Once deliverance has taken place, healing can start. Understand, healing is a process. Nothing is effectively healed overnight. Having a delivered mentality with an unhealed mind is a fire waiting to be started. When your mind is delivered from insanity, you must guard it properly. Everything you want to do isn't always the right thing to do. That's stressed in that gut feeling that I spoke of earlier. I purposely wrote this speech to help deliver mentalities so that it's easier to start the healing process. As I close, I want to stress this fact. You are powerful. Every road in life isn't headed down your purpose direction. Your self-worth will guide you only if you let it. I made up in my mind to bring clarity to this matter by writing this speech. The greatest presidential assignment I was referring to in my introductory is the task of being yourself. Everything you will ever need to accomplish what God has purposed for your life lies within you. My dad, Frank Hoover Clark, often recited to me, "I love my boys." That stuck with me due to the valor that he set forth in proving this statement. What comes from you should always be backed up by love. Morally, that is the display of our Heavenly Father. Lastly, I would like to share my thoughts on a recent story that was covered in the Memphis news. A young man met a 15-year-old boy on a social media site where he lured him in an abandoned apartment and engaged in unprotected sex with him. If that wasn't bad, that young man also stole that 15-year-old boy's phone. Well, now, that 15-year-old boy is now living exposed to HIV. This here is an outrage in today's youth society. This story troubled me and hurt me deeply. Although you may not be a movie star, a pro basketball player, or better yet, Pastor Darrell Pattis, a great singer, you all have the power individually to help mentor somebody. It's time that we collectively utilize our self-worth and activate moral values and help save a life. For that next life that you save just might be the life that become our next doctor, lawyer, beautician, author, preacher. Whatever that life becomes, you have played a role in the greatest presidential assignment. And the true president lies within us all, and that is Jesus Christ. Amen. Love someone and change a life. Yes.
Yeah.
This is the phenomenal Pastor Darrell Pattis. He is straight up He is straight up awesome. I am extremely honored and privileged to have him in this place tonight to witness the groundbreaking. The speech that I gave about the president. I'm excited about his future. I'm in a new season. Could you say something about the new season?
Well, definitely, I am definitely blessed to be here tonight to share this season with you. Of course, my new season, I share it with you. So instead of saying it's a new season, we just say it's our season.
Our season.
Yeah.
This is the pastor of Mount Pisgah Baptist Church in the great city of,
Olive
anybody
Branch.
know Olive Branch?
Yeah, they know it because we there.
Of course, it's the high place. Miracles really happen, so I'm excited and happy he's here. So we're gonna see this on YouTube. Come here. Look, you guys. Of course, it's Maurice Clark once again. This book here, Addicted to Pain. Let me show you something. This is Niecy Vaughn. This is my godmother. This book, right, Denise. I call her Niecy, but she want me to say Denise. This book here is dedicated to her. She has done a lot, and she's definitely been an inspiration in my life. And thanks for having me. Say something. Just say praise the Lord.
God bless everyone. God is good and He's worthy to be praised. God bless you.
Just sit down.